Welcome back to Skyline Spew. I'm your host, James Santor. I'm joined by my co-host, Kevin McGowan. Kev, how you doing, buddy?
What's up? How are we?
Doing good. I love the hat.
Can't lose parlay, baby.
The Can't Lose Parlay hat, the LaSalle baseball jacket on the side. Kev's got the setup today.
Yeah, I might have to put on a background.
Why?
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can, but it's depends on your computer. It can look really weird sometimes if you put on the wrong background.
Yeah, I'm staying away then.
No, you got a good background. You're good, dude. Gaming chair is also dope.
Dude, so comfy. Great investment.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, working from home every day, just sitting there. I was sitting on a really terrible kitchen chair, a wooden chair. My back was barking.
Dude, I did that for the first 5 or 6 months too, and now I have an old office chair, so I'm moving on up in the world.
Hey, as long as it's a little comfier, that's all you need.
I mean, I think I'm just gonna continue waiting till I get to a point where I can buy one of those dope, super comfy chairs. It seems like everybody has now. It's basically a version of yours, but they have massagers on it. You can kick out your legs on it. I'm talking. That's what I'm looking for at some point in my life, but it has to be the right time.
Yeah, I really wish this one had a recline option. I mean, you can move the back or the back. You can recline it back, but you can't put your feet up on anything.
Yeah, I mean that's next level. I'm a huge ottoman guy. I love ottomans.
Yeah,
I also love saying ottoman.
Yeah, ottoman's a cool word.
And Ottoman Empire, that just sounds freaking sick. Talking history.
Yeah, I love history. Love talking Ottoman. Love talking Mongolian.
All right. Well, we were talking off air about our real one of the week this week, and we have a very special real one of the week this week. It's somebody that's very, very active in the Philly sports community, and somebody that needs all of our prayers right now. And it's just somebody that you all need to follow and listen to his podcast. It's Giovanni, the Philly sports podcaster. So Giovanni's a little dude, 13 years old, and he is the biggest Philadelphia sports fan you will ever find. And this dude is just out there putting up awesome content, talking about all the things that are going on in Philly sports. And he does it with a passion that, honestly, I thought I had passion. This dude has way more passion I'll ever have in my body. So Giovanni got surgery today. Fortunately, based on his social profile, he's doing okay. But Zach Ertz reached out to him and gave him, hey, good luck. And a lot of people have been also wishing him good luck. So Giovanni, we also want to wish you good luck, and we want you to keep killing it and talking Philly sports and making people smile, making people happy. And I also want you to join the show. Giovanni, come spew with us, Giovanni. We want to talk some about the Eagles with you. We want to talk about the Sixers, the Flyers, Phillies. We just want to talk sports with you, man. You're awesome. Glad you're doing okay. Thanks for being such a good dude, and stay healthy. You're going to be good. And you're our real one of the week. So hopefully you can come on the show real soon. Being such a good dude, and stay healthy. You're gonna be good, and you're our real one of the week. So hopefully you can come on the show real soon.
Let's go, legend. Real one.
Giovanni's handles, should have said at the start, at real SJS Giovanni, and then you can go follow his podcast at Eagles Brawl. So go to your favorite podcast network, go to Eagles Brawl, and you'll see there's a few different within that same podcast. You have a different it'll say Philly Sports with Giovanni in the episode. So Giovanni's most recent one was about honoring women covering sports, which again, this dude is 13 and he's just got the game on lock. So shout out Giovanni. Go follow him. Go subscribe to the podcast, Eagles Brawl. You're a real one.
Real one.
Yeah. So talk about the glory days. If we want to talk about glory days of the pandemic, those were some of the best nights. I would look forward to all day. I was looking forward to Big Cat playing NCAA football 14. It was really USC is when it started for me, for when I really liked it. It was a little bit after Toledo, USC, and then I think it was it Tennessee?
Yeah, he went to Tennessee.
Tennessee Dogs.
He went to Florida State too.
He's at Florida State after Toledo, I think.
Yeah.
Tennessee Dogs was the best Dogs. I mean, that was just an electric factory.
Dude, so it's so funny. Like that was probably, I mean, it's a little less than a year, but those days feel so long ago.
It's a whole nother world.
Me and Fazo used to literally be on MLB The Show. So we'd be talking to each other on PlayStation, and we'd have Doug's up on our phone. So we would be playing each other in the show and watching Doug's, and it was like we were watching because there was no sports going
Yeah,
on. So
exactly.
that those were our sports.
Yeah. I was teaching to a class from Rutgers today, and I talked about Coach Doug's. I was talking about esports. I talked about the interest in it and how everybody's kind of leaned into it during COVID. And a bunch of the students in the chat replied to me and said, I love Coach Doug's, like all that stuff. And I was like, this is sick. Like he literally wasn't the best athlete in the world for those few weeks where, I mean, literally it's the only athlete we had, or coach, I should say.
Yeah, and he had like professionals all throughout sports, like not just football
Yeah.
athletes, but they were all watching. And his chat, dude,
GPs. Yeah.
he would have like 60,000 people watching him.
Dude, it got up to 150,000 for
That
the national
is
championship.
that's insanity. Yeah, I was tuned.
Oh, me too. I mean, but if and somebody made this point, it's like the big house is the biggest stadium in college football, I think. That's more people than fit into the big house. So if you're looking at like obviously it's different with like an audience, but like that is a hell of a freaking a lot amount of people to be watching a video game. I mean, again, imagine that amount of people that were watching that stream could fill an entire college stadium.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's insane to think about
Yeah.
because I mean, those are the times now. Like I actually back when I was at school, we would there would be like tons of us in and out of my house all day, just like going to class. Some people would have like a break, and like people would just either play Fortnite or watch someone play Fortnite. And I'm talking like a streamer. So we would watch Nick Merckx, of course, and Tim the Tatman, and like Ninja. But
He's more for
Ninja
the
kind
kid.
of is a little, yeah. But
He's
he
nasty though.
used to be like,
Nasty.
yeah, oh my God. Yeah,
They're all nasty.
literally the best. But we that's what we would do. And I still do it. Like I'll hop on. I mean, producer Drew, he's a Twitch streamer now. Like he's not our producer. He's moved on to greener pastures, but like it is what it is these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. The streamer lifestyle, dude, it's amazing. And those guys have learned how to
Yeah.
monetize it. Like, thinking this is I'm not trying to talk work right now, but my big thing about pitching like esports and the future of esports and like streaming is that you literally get to make like you are your brand and you're your audience. Like you get to control everything. Just like if
Yep.
Embiid right now is walking down the street and wants to interact with people, it's a little bit different than if you're an esports streamer and you get on the stream every night and you're just talking to them, you're responding to their questions. Like Embiid can hop on an IG live, but like you're not going to be on the court doing that type of stuff while he's playing basketball. But you get to do that during esports, and it's just like it's a really cool and unique way for like to see the future of what these guys are going to be able to do. I mean, it's still in its infancy right now.
Yeah. I mean, it is really, it's like when you listen to a podcast for a really long time and you start to feel like you know the person, even though you really don't, but you kind of have that feeling that you know them. Like the way streamers are, you, those streamers can get you through some times. Like it's fun to watch them play, and they're funny. They're playing with their boys. I mean, you could always do the same and play with your boys,
Yeah,
but like it's just to switch it up. Like it's a lot of fun.
dude. Going off what you just said about like you could always play with your boys. There's nothing I miss more, I think, in the world. Obviously, COVID aside, like this is just from a nostalgic perspective of just hanging out with your buddies, whether in person or on Xbox Live, for hours into the night.
Yeah, yeah. My, I think 8th grade summer going into ninth, we played Modern Warfare 2
Yeah.
all throughout the dude. This is what I mean. We would stay up all night, like go to sleep in the morning, go to sleep probably until like 2, and then just hang out all day and then do the same thing all summer. It was probably one of, if not the best summers of
Yeah.
my career so far.
Dude, I mean, like besides baseball, that's the only other thing we did. It was baseball, and then you would just play. Dude, I remember like Modern Warfare 2, obviously, but World at War, most underrated Call of Duty out there. I will die on that hill. I freaking love that game. And like
Yeah.
that summer, I remember just like we would do like the private lobbies, and just like it would get so competitive. We would get in so many fights. Like, actually, I got a good story real quick. I think people will appreciate. So, 8th grade, Call of Duty 4 drops, like the original OG Modern Warfare, like one of the best games of all time. I mean, did you play,
Yeah.
Kev?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, and that was like, it was Halo 3 was first, and then it was that as far as like people playing online and playing with each other. But so this comes out in 8th grade, and we're in middle school. And next thing you know, this game becomes so popular that there's 2 separate clans that end up like going throughout the school. So my clan was the boss clan with $2 obviously.
Let's go.
Think of what the other clan was. We used to
You
literally
have to think of it.
I know, I gotta think of it. We used to literally act like we were in gangs and roll up on each other in the hallways, like and like line up and like talk smack to them. And it was about a Call of Duty clan that was like it was like the weirdest like thing, but like looking back and thinking how serious everybody took it. And then kids would skip
Yeah.
school. They would my one buddy had 142 days worth of Call of Duty played. 142 days
142. 142.
over like 2 or 3 years.
Dude, that's insanity.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years, But he was grinding.
Yeah, but like if you I mean it sucks for all those dudes that were doing that and they didn't have streaming back then because like he was just doing that because he wanted to be good at Call of Duty. Like he could have been making money if he was as good as I think he was.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Dude, there's so many people now that are just like the people that hate on it are the ones that really wish they could do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's no like in between. You don't just like hate on something like that unless you're really like resentful. You know what I mean?
Only if you're in our age group, but like I understand like an older perspective. So like that same what I talked about Doug's in that class I was teaching today. I actually taught the class with my dad, which shout out to my dad. It was actually sick to teach a class with him at Rutgers. It's a dope experience. But he was a big time hater of me. It was also because I was a psycho and I used to play for way too much, but like hated the way I played video games, hated like the 3D aspect. He just hated like how and like they really bring you in.
Yeah.
Because like and he loves like he had like a Sega Genesis, he had like the old school Nintendo, like he likes games too, but it was just different. It was more like you hang out with your friends and you play, not that you sit on them for hours and hours. So like my dad hated that stuff. But even this morning when we were talking about esports, he's like, I never saw it becoming something like this. And he's like, I respect and see the opportunity now that I didn't see when you were there. So like the fact that even my dad can admit, like, hey, like I get it now. But there still are people out there, especially like the real hardcore, like they're honestly just hardos, like sports hardos are like, nah, they don't play games. It's like sick. What else do you do?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like every time, that's what we used to say when people would ask what we did in our free time. It would just be like, yeah, I play baseball or play sports and play video games with my friends.
yeah, that's one of the best parts of college too. You go home from practice or like whatever it was, even like pre-gaming to go out. Like, shout out the Steves, me, Ravert, and Monzo. We used to play 2K and do threes on 2K, and then play Rocket League. Those are the 2 games we played, and we played that stuff religiously, and it was so much fun. Like some of the best times were sitting in my room having a few beers before going out, literally playing those games, and just it was so much fun.
Yeah. So we used to play 2K, and if we were doing it before we went out or if we were just like hanging out on a weekend or something, we would play against each other like one-on-one. And every time someone hit a 3 or dunked, you had to drink.
Wow. That's
innovative.
That's aggressive. How did those nights end up?
Well, it would be kind of tough. Well, I guess I don't even remember if we did threes because that kind of seems like you would be drinking a lot. But I think we might have just done dunks. And we did like half court shots. So if you took a half court shot and made it, the person had a drink. And if you dunked, you had a drink.
I feel like 2K is the worst game for that because it's so like backwards, like all like the stats and stuff. So I feel like you'd have like Simmons hitting a 3 from half court and getting completely screwed.
Dude, yeah. You know what I also just thought of when you were saying like video games the best when you'd come back from class or like baseball. I remember we would get back from road trips at like 2, 3 a.m. and we'd have 8 a.m. classes on Mondays. And it would probably be a tough weekend, not gonna lie. And we would just start gaming. And sometimes we'd stay up all night, which is wild to think about, but we were off on Mondays from baseball. So like even if we did that, we could just rock right after class. But when we came back from Richmond, I remember Guck brought his PlayStation. And we were like kind of like I don't know. I'm just gonna let you judge for yourself. We had 3 TVs lined up and 3 PlayStations. And we would run
Yeah, I remember that
squads.
house. I remember that house.
Yeah. So Guck takes his PlayStation to Richmond and we're in the hotel and he can't get it hooked up to the TV. So we didn't even like use it when we were there. And whatever, like we go home, we get home at like 2 a.m. and he just puts his PlayStation on the couch. He didn't plug it in or anything because it was like really late. We get up for practice because it was like right when everyone went home and we were the only ones on campus. So we get up for practice and I can't find my baseball gear. And I'm like freaking out because I thought maybe someone had taken mine by accident.
Yeah.
So I was like really freaking out and I was looking like frantically throughout the house. And it's not a big house, so like if I couldn't find it, it just wasn't there. So finally I was going to be late to practice, so I just went down and borrowed like somebody on my team's gear and I get back from practice. I get back to looking and still can't find it anywhere. I'm like flustered at this point. Guck goes, yo, let's just play some Fortnite. Like, get your mind off it. And we can't find any of the remotes or the controllers. And we're like, where are the controllers? Like, where'd they go? And then I look over at the couch and I go, Guck, wasn't your PlayStation sitting on the couch last night? And he's like, oh my gosh, where is it? I run right back to the back door. I open it, screen door wide open. They took my gear, took a PlayStation, took Sleep Anthony's laptop and book bag. They took his books out and then put everything in the bag and left.
Dude, what? That sucks. Why did they take your baseball stuff?
I don't know, dude. I had cleats in there, a helmet, batting gloves, like Evo shields, and luckily I brought my glove upstairs with me because like I'm really weird about that, but that's besides the point. And I was just so shocked that they took all of my gear. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do with it?
Was that a Laker or a Miller here?
That was a Miller year. It
Okay.
happened my junior year, and dude, I just remember being like, wow, I can't believe we got robbed. Like
That
we
sucks.
went, like I said, we got back at like 3 a.m. So we go to bed, wake up at probably 9 or so. I don't remember. And they had come in our house at like they had to have come 5 a.m. I don't know.
Thieves in the night, bro. Moving with the quickness.
Dude, they're like walking around downstairs while I'm like snoozing.
They're definitely playing a little bit. They're definitely like throwing down on 2K, just laughing at you guys.
I mean, it's crazy though, because they could have taken so much more. I'm sure they were like
Yeah.
running in and out.
Yeah.
But even after that, like we had this dude that would always come to our porch when we were out there. and his name was OG. Do you know who OG is?
Nah.
He would come around and he'd always have an excuse to ask for money. Like it would be he needed to go somewhere and he needed to catch the bus, so he needed some money. And I remember it got to a point where he started saying, yeah, I know the youngins who took your stuff. I know the youngins who broke into your house. And we were like, how do you know that? Like, how do you know that we got robbed? And he was like, I know them, but and he was like, I can go talk to him, but I need some money to catch the bus. And we were like, oh my God, like, okay, here. Never told us.
Are you serious? What do you say after that?
He just left. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna get your stuff back. And like we didn't think he really was, but he knew. So obviously he definitely either it
Definitely
was
told him
him
what to do.
or
Yeah.
dude,
Definitely got like 10-year
yeah, he
olds.
goes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And honestly, our back door was so packed with stuff that like you have to be kind of small to squeeze through the little door. So it could have been 10-year-olds, but that the dude's like, yeah, I'm gonna get your stuff back. I just need a couple bucks to get the bus. They're downtown. And we were like, all right, dude, like here, take it. And then
Did he give him
he
like
didn't
$5?
ever come back. Yeah, well, okay, so yeah, we'd give him whoever just had like cash on him, we'd give him like a couple of dollars. But I remember after that, because we didn't see him for a while after he said he knew who broke into our house, and he came back one time when there was people over, and I like told everyone to go inside, and I was like, listen, OG, like you gotta stop coming around here because we're starting to like feel a little weird. You said you knew who robbed us, but you never told us anything. And then you always come here asking for money and you know that we're gonna give it to you. So like, and I went upstairs in my room and grabbed a handful of change, like a handful, big handful, and said, here, this is your last goodbye.
Wow. Sad. I mean, great name though. OG. Like, did you call him that or did somebody else call him that?
I want to say that like he called himself that.
All right, never mind. It's not cool anymore.
Well, I have like I'm feeling like he would refer to himself in the third person.
Huh. I think we should have OG on the podcast.
Dude, honestly, I think we'd be able to find him.
Yeah, we had a guy named Sticks that used to do the same type of thing. And Sticks used to just walk on campus, like into buildings, all this stuff. And he had like this purple like Jeff cap he'd wear everywhere with long like rock star type hair and just like these old tattered clothes. And he used to just walk. He used to love the baseball teams. So he used to come and watch all of our games. We used to talk to him in the bullpen. Dude, March when we went to the Sweet 16, he comes to the house we're watching the game at. And this is like, mind you, again, like a bunch of college kids about to watch their college and March Madness, like all fired up. He knocks on the door. He walks in and he's got two huge pieces of like construction paper with a bunch of pictures of old LaSalle players on it. And just like came in the house and wanted to sit down and watch the game with everybody. We're like, Sticks, like this isn't like a watch party, buddy. Like we're having a party. Like he literally was sitting there. He brought like the huge construction paper with like it was the dude would literally just he was living in a fairy tale land. Like nice dude, I think. I mean, at least to me, but just would wander everywhere and everybody knew him. He still wanders around now.
Yeah, I mean, talk about that combo, Sticks and OG.
I mean, those boys are probably cutting up Oni right now.
Dude, they probably have their own podcast.
I would actually listen to that. That is a good idea. We should just find random people and just have them podcast and see what happens.
Dude, what if you found out OG and Sticks had a podcast together and Drew was their producer?
I knew there was a reason he's been ducking us like this. Man, come on.
Dude, like, come on, dude.
Oh man.
Honestly, though, I'm just still in shock that they really took my cleats.
I wonder what they did with them. Like that's what like are they on what if they were on eBay?
Dude,
Are they
I
the
was
Mizunos?
wondering that. Yeah, no, they were Under Armours at that point.
Ah,
Yeah. And the worst part about it is the insurance company, because we had like home or renter's
yeah.
insurance, and they didn't give me anything. And I had like a ton of stuff. And also like Sleep had money like sitting on the table. He had all of his meal money and it
Oh
just
my
all
god.
got taken.
75
Yeah.
bucks for 7 days?
No, it was probably like 30 for 3 days.
Makes sense. $10 a day.
Yep. $10. You're basically getting like a McDouble every meal.
Hey, gotta love it. I used to go to the dollar store and just find like the frozen meals and then just do that and get protein bars.
Yeah. I used to save all my meal money. But that also reminds me of the poll that I just put
Oh
up.
yeah. The the poll you put up now or like the one from
The one from 2 days ago, I think.
oh yeah. Well, so I remember I'd said something to you when you were here on Friday. I was like, I had something's bothering me.
Yeah.
It was about this. So you can go ahead and I'll go into why I was so upset about this topic.
Well, you just like randomly said, "Yo, I think forks are useless." And I was taken back. I was like, "Dude, what? That's the hottest take I've ever heard." And I decided to take it to Insta and ask the people. And I said, "You can only use one utensil for the rest of your life every time you eat." Well, I mean, you can eat with your hands and stuff, but is it the fork or is it the spoon? And I had some funny responses. I actually have to check the results of it, but I think a lot of people were leaning towards fork.
Well, all right. While you're doing that, I'm going to educate the people on why forks are the most useless freaking things in the entire world. Um, One, they suck. Everything goes through the freaking holes in the fork. I hate that so much. Like, I'm a big bowl guy. I put everything in a bowl. It makes my life 10 times easier. It's cleaner. It's simpler to clean. And I use a spoon, and the spoon's freaking awesome because it keeps everything inside the freaking bowl, and I don't ever have to worry about anything.
Oh no, I don't think I saved it. Yeah, that's brutal.
Oh wow.
But
Where's your archives? Archive.
but yeah, you're right.
Oh,
But I was just thinking, like, whenever you eat something out of a bowl, it's most likely you're eating it with a spoon. Like a spoon goes with a bowl and a fork goes with a plate.
yeah, but I'm a big like spoon with everything guy. Besides, like, I wouldn't eat like a nice steak with a spoon.
Well,
That would
yeah.
be weird. I think that's a serial killer move. But like chicken, I'll chicken and rice and like a few like greens on a plate. I'll eat it with a spoon.
Yeah, I mean, I got some responses, and my one buddy, shout out Peyton, he goes, "Dude, I would love to see these people eat cereal with a fork. Like, come on now, give me the spoon." And he was like, the only problem we would run into is with spaghetti.
Yeah, but like I think I'm a big twirler. I'm Italian. I was born to twirl. I spin that stuff all around on that spoon and go to town. So I think I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, your twirl game has to be on point when you're using a spoon with spaghetti. But
It's an
then
art.
I got to yeah, I mean, you got to come ready to play. And then I got another response, and he goes, "I can't even understand how this is debatable." Right away, I'm like, "Are you team fork?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm not a complete idiot."
Okay, all right. Who the hell? Let's dox this person. I'm gonna freaking fight them. I hope it's somebody that I'm actually like friends with.
Well, and then I go, "Dude, I'm riding with a spoon. Even though I don't eat soup, I can't stand the thought of having some tomato soup with a fork. That would just be torturous. You know?
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is like the one day I just was making a nice lunch, and I grabbed the fork instead of a spoon to eat my lunch. I was so upset, and it's like obviously I can go and just get a spoon. I could just do that, but I already had used the fork unknowingly. I didn't want to waste, so I had to eat that meal with a fork, and I felt like I was just absolutely miserable. It ruined the meal for me. It just isn't good utensil. Like I just don't get it.
Dude, I kind of feel like you may feel a tad stronger about it than I do, but I think everything you can eat, you can do it with a spoon
Yeah.
and your hands.
Yeah, I mean, the hands, honestly, the hands are probably the easiest thing to eat with. Like, if it was acceptable, it would all make our lives so much easier to eat with our hands. Like, it sucks going to fancy restaurants and having to use like really proper manners with like finger foods. Like, if you're at a nice restaurant, but you get like appetizers or like something weird like that, and you have to just like sit there and like cut it up and like do all that, like that is the worst. I just want to eat with my hands and be like, yeah, this is good.
Dude, honestly, I would go as far to say when you're at like a fancy restaurant, you're like not using your hands at all. And you even kind of feel a little weird when you use your hands to like grab bread and start eating bread.
Yeah, dude, I get so worried about that stuff. Like for work meetings, I get super insecure about like matters. I'm like, is this person gonna think I'm like an asshole for sipping the wrong way? Am I chewing okay? Like all that type of stuff. Like scares
Yeah,
me.
I mean, that's the silent killer, anxiety.
It is. It's very true. Amen. That's why we always talk about mental health on the show. If you need help, please let us know. We will help you out. But yeah,
Hopefully Andrew's listening.
yeah. Drew, hope you're good, buddy. But yeah, I was just thinking about this when you were talking about me being more strongly I feel a lot more strongly about this topic than you, obviously. Because I love spoons a lot. But why have there never been like an emergence of sporks? Because like a spork is pretty smart if you think about it. And nobody's like, I've never seen like a metal spork. Like somebody just get me them? Like I think that would make that's what we should partner with. We should partner with a spork company and become actually, I'm saying it again. We're the world's first spork only podcast. I will only eat with sporks if somebody provides me with sporks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sporks cover everything. So you can eat whatever with it.
Is there like hate? I feel like there's hate out there for sporks.
Dude, I just kind of feel like it was a thing like Taco Bell started putting sport like that was Taco Bell's thing. And I think like honestly, I feel like they didn't own it as well as they should have.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah, I swear.
How do you know
That's
that?
where I learned dude, that's where I learned of a spork. I mean, I could be completely out of my mind.
Dude, I thought you like somehow knew the whole history. I was so confused and impressed.
Oh no. No, I didn't do my research on sporks. I didn't brief.
Dude, you came in the way you talked about it. It sounded like you literally had just read like a research paper about them.
Dude, honestly, now that I'm thinking about how I did say it, I was pretty convincing though. Like I thought that you
I
kind of knew
thought
that.
you were dead serious the entire time. Are you kidding me?
Wait, so you didn't know that sporks are like Taco Bell's thing?
All right, no, we gotta say they are now. We gotta let it go.
All right. Well, I actually for my senior project, I I wanted to design um reusable and recyclable utensils. So I 3D printed tops of forks, spoons, and knives with like sustainable plastic or not sustainable, biodegradable, and used and like sawed bamboo sticks because bamboo is biodegradable as well. Isn't
Damn,
that kind of sick?
dude, let's make a company.
Dude, well, so I like did that and like right after that was what was kind of like trending was Starbucks started using paper straws. Do you remember that?
Controversial, very controversial. People were upset.
Yeah. So people were using, because they were like, yeah, we need to stop killing the turtles, which shout out the turtles.
Love the turtle.
But yeah. And people, they wanted to get rid of plastic straws. So they're like, let's use paper straws. But why would, in your right mind, would you think sipping a liquid through a paper straw would ever work?
Yeah, I mean, I also don't know how they quality tested any of the freaking paper straws that exist because they disintegrate at the first sip of any sort of liquid. So I don't know who's like, this one's the right thickness. It's going to work okay. Because clearly none of them work okay. So whoever the quality testing person is for all the freaking paper straws, you suck at your job.
Yeah, of course, you're terrible. Like, honestly, I don't think they put them out so fast, like without even a thought, because then I was like, well, because I was making the utensils, and I was like, wait, what if you did bamboo straws? Because that's biodegradable and they're like solid and you could definitely do it. And bamboo, you can get a abundant amount of bamboo. And like a year after that, I was watching Shark Tank randomly and they had bamboo straws.
Oh,
I missed my ship.
did they get funded?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, between the both of us, we're gonna get on there. We're gonna be on Shark Tank or like those types of guys at some point, and we're just bound to do it since we literally just think of this stuff all the time. So I
Well, what was you had an idea the other day. Should we even go into it or should we save
idea.
it? You know, the sports game one, the experience one. Do you even remember?
No.
Well, okay. Well, then scratch it. Move on because I'm not giving away the $1 million
Yeah,
idea.
let's talk about it offline. Let's talk about it offline.
Yeah. Okay.
That's bad on me. Had a few
Yeah.
too many Kenwoods.
Yeah. Either that or you have too many ideas.
It's true. It's a problem. I have a lot.
All right, so let me just tell you what I've been listening to on nonstop. Like, well, it's actually not just one song or one album, but I've been going on YouTube and looking up just random songs and adding slowed and reverbed. And I'm telling you, it's the type of vibe music.
Yeah, it's the best music there is. I swear, like, it makes you hear songs differently in the sense of like it breaks down, especially if it's a song with good vocals and good lyrics. It keeps like the range of the vocals, but you also really it emphasizes the lyrics. So it's like a really cool mixture.
Yeah, and I've probably said this the last 10 episodes, but I've been listening to Machine Gun Kelly's album nonstop since it came out, and it's probably been out for like almost a year. But him and the Kid Leroy, I've just been like not binging, but when I'm sitting there working, just those albums, slowed, reverbed, bag.
Yeah, I mean, I actually downloaded SoundCloud for the first time in a long time, and I got like a free month because I type in slowed and reverb, I find a playlist, and I just shuffle. And like honestly, like I think R&B music is the best slowed and reverb. Like Party Next Door, Drake, like even like SZA, like it's so smooth. Like Frank Ocean, actually. Frank Ocean, dude. Oh my god. So that's that album. Was it what's that? His last album was it Pink?
Blonde.
Blonde. Jesus Christ, I was thinking of Pink and White the song, but yeah, Blonde. Blonde slowed, change your life.
Yeah,
Throw it on,
really.
kick back.
Yeah, it really will. It'll change your life. You'll want to keep listening to your favorite songs, but just slow down a little bit.
Yeah, don't knock it till you try. Like you actually go and like go on YouTube. YouTube is really the best for it. and just YouTube slowed and reverb of whatever your favorite song is. And I guarantee you, you'll find the version of it. Listen to it and tweet at us, comment, whatever the hell you want to do to let us know that you're like, that was actually freaking sick. And well, we should put out an Instagram poll too after the episode or whatever it is, like asking people what they think of slow and reverb music because it is so good, and I wish it was more mainstream.
Yeah, honestly, well, I don't think we could. I feel like not a lot of people know about it. That's why I
You
feel
got to
like,
educate the masses.
yeah,
I also
and
feel like I want to try it myself. I said this, I don't know if I said it on the podcast or off the podcast. Like, I want to learn how to like make music. I want to like be able to take a song and like take the existing like infrastructure of that song and play around with it to make it sound the way I think it would be sounding cool. Like I want to try that out so bad.
I mean, yeah, you would just be a DJ.
No, but I'm saying if you like you have like the fully built track that has all the different audio, you can pull you basically it's like I guess it is kind of like a DJ shit, but you're not playing it. I'm not thinking of like a turntable DJ. I'm thinking of literally like I'm tuning. Damn it, you're right. It's just good. It's a producer. It's a producer more.
Well, I think you would actually be a good DJ. Like if that's what you're talking about, if you learn how to do it, because you have a huge, huge,
Yeah,
whatever of music.
range. Yeah,
Like,
I'm not a DJ. I like want to make the actual like
yeah, I know what
I
you mean.
want to make those slow and reverb versions is what I mean. Like I want to be able to take like whatever my favorite song is right now, and I want to figure out how I can
Yeah,
go into like GarageBand or whatever and do that.
yeah. I was kind of like messing with you when I said you're a DJ, but you would just be like a music engineer, and it
Yeah.
would be sick.
Oh, I
You
mean
should do
that
it.
I think that honestly is that's my dream job because I love music so much more than like anything else. I mean, I love sports. Like, don't get me wrong, sports are everything to me, but like music is the only thing it's always new. There's always new music. There's also such a large catalog of old music, and there's a song for every single mood. So it's like this vast library of anything different that you want to find. So like that's for me, it's like every day I wake up and I'm excited to listen to a certain song, artist, playlist, whatever it is, and like that's awesome. I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, it is. I respect your musical choices.
Thank you. Not a lot of people do. I've always gotten a lot of hate for my music, but I'm slowly expanding my horizons and realizing that I don't really care if nobody likes my music.
Like DJ Drobitussin.
DJ Drobitussin's a legend. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's been making hits since the 80s.
DJ Dro knows what's going on, man. He Slim K actually, the other guy that was on my top 3, sells awesome clothing, and I think I'm gonna buy a sweatshirt.
Hey, you're showing support to your favorite artists.
Shout out Slim K. But yeah, Kev, you and I have always been on the same page music wise because I was actually when I got the SoundCloud. Again, I have a very weird memory, so I'm going to tell you the story of how I remember us SoundCloud together. Do you remember this too?
Yeah, I think about it often.
You actually?
Yeah, because I don't really use SoundCloud, but I have a bunch of playlists to what you're about to say.
But do you know where this happened?
Bro, we were on weren't we on the bus going somewhere?
No. So High Point. We're at High Point, and
Okay.
we're like, I don't know if we had like homework time we had to do or something, but we were in like the first floor, just like in a hallway, and we're sitting there, and like all of a sudden, I was like, I think I was studying down there, and I wanted to listen to some music, and I was like, Kev's got the best music, and you told me about these playlists, and I started following all your playlists. So I'm like going through my playlist the other day, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's like, I forget it's Hoodie K Mac or something.
I honestly don't dude, my name on SoundCloud might be something weird.
Yeah, but yeah, so I have all Kev's playlists, and like, I think like honestly, like that's probably one of the first ways how to become like really good friends is like through music. Like we honestly just always were like, yeah, that
Yeah.
song's dope as shit. Like, yeah, like
I mean, that's weird you say that because I would have never thought that ever.
really.
Yeah, I wouldn't have I don't think I would ever have said that music played a part in our boys, but I mean, the way you just put it, you might have convinced me.
Well, I think music and just like culture, like I like dress, music, like just shoes, like all that. Like we were always on the same page with that stuff. Like so, I think it's like that culture in general is we've always kind of been on the same page
Yeah, I feel that. I feel you.
because we're real, you know, it's diverse,
Yeah, yeah.
eclectic. But
Um,
all right, well, hopefully the next episode will be in person. But until then, we're gonna be listening to a lot of slowed and reverb music. I'll tell you that much. So
yeah, gonna be in our bags until the next episode. I'm sure you will be too if you're listening.
yeah. So hopefully we record in person this weekend. That's the goal. Have one out for you next week, and then talk to you then. So go to YouTube, slowed and reverb after your favorite song title. Enjoy it. Tweet us, tell us how much you love it, and then we're gonna come out with our own music too. So stay tuned.
And enjoy it, Kenny, while you're doing it.
Enjoy a nice, fresh, cold, refreshing Kenwood beer. Bye for now.
Peace.